The end of the year is just around the corner. 2024 is almost over. 2025 is almost here. And so I decided, why not do a video where I talk about a couple of wish list items that I have to upgrade here in my home theater in 2025. So stay with me and let's talk about some upgrades I want to make in 2025 here in my home theater. If you're a first-time viewer, welcome to the channel. My name is Matt. This is Secondhand Home Theater, where I talk about various topics, usually talking about used high-end equipment that you can get for bargain bin prices nowadays. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you for coming back to the channel. First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to Kevis Films, a fellow YouTuber in the kind of home theater space here on YouTube. He's the one who actually did a video on this topic first, and I left a comment saying I was going to borrow this idea just to kind of do a quick video of my own. So definitely shout out to Kevis and Kevis Films. He's definitely the one who came up with this idea. I want to give all the credit to him. But with that, let's move on to the topic at hand here today. Now, what I'm talking about, like I said in my intro, is a couple of wish list items I want to get to upgrade here in my home theater in 2025. Now, I did a New Year's resolution video that'll be linked up here in the corner that kind of talks about just New Year's resolutions for my home theater and my channel. This isn't necessarily that. This is just some kind of specific items or things I want to upgrade here in my home theater, not just kind of like general ideas for resolutions for 2025. But with that, let's get on to my 3 things on a wish list for 2025 here in my home theater. Starting at number 3 is upgrading my subwoofers. Now, I've had these Polk subwoofers here in my home theater almost since the inception of my home theater. Maybe not the entire time I've had it here, but they've been here for majority of the time I've had this home theater. And I upgraded from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, over the years. And they're decent subwoofers for what they are. They're very budget friendly. They're the Polk PSW, I believe 10s, or maybe they're the 108s. I can't remember. They're very similar models and kind of stylings there. But I've had them here in my home theater, like I said, for almost the entire time my home theater's been here. And I would really like to upgrade those potentially in 2025. Now, this is number 3 on my list because honestly, I still do enjoy the performance I get out of my subwoofers right now. So I'm not in a huge hurry to go and upgrade them. But it is something that on a wish list, if I could find some higher quality subwoofers that can just dig a little deeper, get some better bass response, a little tighter bass, I would love to find those at a good price here in 2025. So to start with, number 3 on my list is upgrading my subwoofers. Now, on to number 2 on my list, and this one falls in the middle because I think this could happen, but it's going to take a little legwork to get all the materials. But I do want to upgrade and build a theater riser for my rear seating here in my home theater. As of right now, I just use 2 couches. They're both like hand-me-down couches I got for free years and years ago. They've been here as long as I've had my home theater. But the problem is the rear couch is just sitting on bed risers. And I've gone through several pairs of those over the years of people sitting on the bed risers and having it puncture a hole in just a little rubberized bed riser. I've also had it break in the past where my dog had jumped on the couch and he caused it to kind of puncture a hole. So I'd like to build an actual theater riser. And recently I saw a very budget-friendly idea to build a home theater riser that's, like I said, budget-friendly, kind of like a weird DIY kind of thing. And I think it would be a neat video to make here on my channel and kind of like document doing. So that is something I would like to do. And the materials shouldn't be that expensive, but it's going to take a little bit of time to track down everything. I'm not going to spoil what it is here because I don't want to get people's hopes up if it doesn't work out. But the second item on my wish list for 2025 would be to build a home theater riser for the rear seats here in my home theater, just to allow for a little bit of headroom so that, you know, people sitting in the front row don't block out the viewing angles. But like I said, I have an idea for that. That kind of falls in the middle. I just got to track down the materials, and then I think that might be an option sometime this year. So number 2 is a DIY theater riser. Now, real quick, before I get to my number 1 item on this list, if you like what you're seeing in this video, and if you've seen some of my other content, definitely consider liking and subscribing to my channel. I would truly appreciate it. I just passed 2,000 subscribers not that long ago, and my goal for 2025 is to get to 3,000. So if you like what you see here, definitely consider liking and subscribing to my content and my channel. I would really appreciate it. And with that, let's get on to my number 1 wish list item for 2025. So my number 1 item for 2025 is to get a couple more endgame items here in my home theater. Now, I'm not wanting to completely get every endgame item that I want to kind of get in my home theater in 2025, but it would be nice to pick up at least 1 or 2. But the big one for me is to find an endgame projector to put here in my home theater. And admittedly, this is most likely to happen because I have a couple leads that I've been following up on over the last few months about a couple of those projectors. And if I could kind of nail one of them down or 2 of them down, that would be really nice to have here, and something I'd really appreciate to get in 2025 here in my home theater. But definitely just the number 1 wish list item is to get 1 or 2 endgame items here in my home theater that I can just kind of stick with for the foreseeable future and not have to upgrade. So that is number 1 on my list for 2025, you know, in terms of wish list items, is get another 1 or 2 endgame items. So with that, this is not a very long video. I tried to keep this kind of short and sweet and to the point. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who's watched my content, everybody who's subscribed to the channel. Like I said in my little cut-in, I just passed 2,000 subscribers. I really appreciate everyone who's helped with that. I'm definitely looking to keep the channel going in 2025, keep producing content, vary things up, do things, you know, a little differently, short form, long form, different sort of stuff. And so with that, I'm going to say thank you again to everyone out there who's helped me along the way. Definitely comment down below. Let me know if there's any wish list items that you have for your home theater in 2025. I'll see you the next time in the next video right here on Secondhand Home Theater. Thank you.